Hey, it's your boy, Sergeant Hooked Intentions, talking about Avataro Sentai DonBrothers. Don, but I'm going. Anyway, I don't want to get copyright struck. Episode 16. Uh, Again, another awesome episode. Okay, see you guys next time. I hope it's not getting annoying. Maybe not. Maybe it isn't. I hope it's not. But it's just been consistently awesome all the way from episode one till now. I really think it's been great. I love the storytelling. I love the characters, the dialogue. Anyways, working some wonders with it, and I think it's so cool to have him back after so long of being done with Sentai. Him coming back to write a new Sentai is super cool. Sentai and writer, because I know he did writer for a little bit as well. Um, but anyway, so episode's really good. We kick off with leading off from last episode. Everybody's so happy Taro's back. Momotani Jiro is happy that he could help and everything, and is trying to ingratiate himself with the team. And we have two separate plots. You have the plot of Jiro in different scenes trying, which are quite hilarious this week, trying to make friends with each member of the team and failing horribly at it. And also Taro trying to figure out why Sonoe helped them, because they reveal that to him. He says thank you and thanks them for helping, and they're like, what, did you praise us? And Haruko wants to hear him say it again. He's like, nope, I'm not only going to say it once. I'm just saying it more than once, it's fine. And he won't give her what she wants, extra gratification, clearly. And we also get the beginning of it. Tsuyoshi Kijino, Kiji brother, throwing himself and admonishing himself at the feet of Taro, saying I'm so sorry I became a Totsuoki and blah 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 blah. They try to understand why. He's like, well, it kind of had to do with Miho. Somebody hurt her and blah blah blah. And yeah, so he kind of tries to explain what happened. He feels really awful about it, which is a cool thing because it was interesting to see that a member of a team of the Sentai team that we're watching, clearly a member of the team become a monster, was kind of a cool concept. So I like that they're still running with it and the ramifications of it. And so Jiro gives everybody these invitations to a party he wants to put on, where he's going to invite all of them to it to kind of celebrate everybody and celebrate him joining the team, blah blah blah. And he's very cocky and arrogant about it, and it's kind of his shtick right now. Um, and I kind of dig it. He's a really fascinating Sixth Ranger with how he's going about things, being wanting to be the successor to Taro, being inspired by Taro, but also wanting to be his successor, thinking he was going to be gone before and now he's not, and not quite understanding why the way he thinks or what his goals aren't exactly correct or going to be possible to meet. He also kind of gives me, I don't know if this is intentional or not, and correct me if I'm wrong, I've not read any of the Sun Wukong like uh, myth that's based off of, as far as what Jiro is character wise. But I do know my Dragon Ball Z, as most people do that watch anime and stuff, and I do know that Goku acts the same way, where he's just all around good guy, and he doesn't really get it when people are mean, and he's this big dumb what they call a himbo, this handsome uh, this handsome dum dum who is trying to do good but usually stumbles at it and whatever. That's what I like about Jiro so far. So that's the main plot of it, and it also, like I said, it focuses on Taro being confused as to why Sonoe helped them. And so the Totsuoki was the only negative I have for this week, and that's it, because it was kind of like this random side plot thing just to be able to eventually give the Sixth Ranger, Dragon Ranger, Mighty Morphin Green Ranger key, or not key, Avatar gear to Jiro eventually, and that was pretty much it. It's this gamer kid, and he's getting pissed because people are talking shit about him online, and he turns into the Z Ranger themed to Totsuoki, and that's it. um, and so we get these really fun sequences. First, starting off with Haruka, where he comes into the Donbro Cafe, and he's dressed up goofily. You can tell it's him. You can tell it's his normal outfit, just with shit over it. And he's like, oh, I made a manga for you. I'm a mangaka now too. And he makes a manga, and it's this basically poorly drawn manga of himself and his adventures so far. And then he gets up to her really creepily and is like, kind of, not really creepily, but kind of goofy. He gets all close and he's like, you can plagiarize it if you want to. It's instantly sets her off. And she's like, absolutely not. And she kicks him out and slaps him, and she's pissed at him. And then he finds Sour Brother. Sour Brother's doing his thing, vibing on his own, his solitude, whatever, having some peace, writing some haikus. And he's like, oh, are you writing haikus? And he's like, yes. And he's like, oh, can I join you? He's like, no, not really. I'm kind of want my solitude. Oh, well, I think I can do a haiku too. And his haiku is basically, I see the sky. Oh, I see the sky. And yes, I see. It's the same thing for it. I don't even know if it hits the 575, but he just doesn't know what he's doing. And he's just trying to it honestly kind of gave me that sense of that episode in SpongeBob, where Patrick has that like break at one point and wants to be just like SpongeBob. SpongeBob tells him to do it just like this, so he takes that as meaning he needs to copy SpongeBob. Same thing here. He seems to think that the way to get to on the good side of the team is to copy everything that they're doing, which is endearing and goofy and doesn't work out for him. So that blows up. The haiku is awful and he runs off, whatever. And then we get Kiji Brother, who is doing a like business consultation with his business partner and puts on his plan. Here comes Jiro slamming, coming through the door like, I agree, his plan is great. I would stake everything on it. And he puts like a little 10-cent piece down, like a yen down or whatever that amounts to 10 cents, at least what the subtitles said that I watched. And the guy's like, huh? And he's really upset, like confused by it. And next scene shows the two of them, so it's Jiro and Tsuyoshi Kijino at I think it's a Donbro Cafe or somewhere, and he's mad at him. He's like, why did you come in there? He's like, I was just trying to help. He's like, well, you made him think that my plan was worth 10 cents. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, that was what I was trying to do. I was just trying to support you. You seem really upset. Is it maybe girl trouble? And he's like, well, kinda. And he kind of tries to talk about the stuff with Miho that, what happened last episode. And he's like, well, maybe you should just break up with her and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, what? No. And he like runs off. So that doesn't work. But it puts a thought in Kijino that he talks to actually Miho and says, have you ever thought about breaking up with me? And she says no, and she peps him up and whatever. And it's nice to see their little scenes. Again, I want to know more about if she's one of these beast persons and what we're going to do with that. It's the one episode that has not had a ton to do with the beast person subplot, but I'm still interested in seeing what they do with that eventually. So then Star Brother and Kiji Brother, yeah. And then, so the Hitotsuoki goes on a rampage. It's a Z Ranger one. It looks like the skeleton, like the fossils of them all combined together. It's kind of cool. And it's, rampaging, whatever. So Donbrothers and the team are there and they're fighting. And then Sonoi comes in and he goes to attack Donbrothers and he instantly flips out his gear and turns back to human, just sits there. And he says, we need to talk. And they talk about it, and he's like, why did you help? He's like, you defeated me, and kind of underhandedly, and then you helped the team bring me back. Why? He's like, why do you care so much about me? And Sonoi basically says something that amounts to, I don't feel comfortable answering that right now. Perhaps they're not doing this, and I might be wrong. It's interesting that it's happening at the same time as what they're doing with Sakura and Hana and Revice, with them kind of being a thing, being lesbians, whatever, possibly. Definitely get some gay vibes between the two of them, and it's totally cool, and I want that to happen, that be representation. I just think it's funny how he's acting like he's all tsundere about it, like, no, I don't feel like talking about that. Yeah, why would you think that? Like, I was just like, just kiss. It's annoying. Just kiss him. But anyway, still a good scene with them and kind of questioning more about who Sonoi is and why he was so willing to help and everything. And with the interesting backstory piece we got a few episodes ago about the brain persons, that they have like a beef with the Don family and why he would want to have anything to do with them. Like almost like a Romeo and Juliet, star-crossed lovers type thing. But anyway, so Jiro eventually goes to the party thing and nobody shows up, and he's really upset except Taro shows up, and he's like, oh great, you're here, blah blah blah, and they're talking, and he says, I wish everybody was here, but that's fine, I can get my energy back and get back out there so I can to be your successor. And Taro's like, successor? And he's like, yeah. He's like, so I can take over as leader from you. And he's like, but you're not though. He's like, well, what am I then? He's like, you're a companion. And I think Taro meant it in a way of like, no, you're not the leader, but I do see you as a teammate. And Jiro takes it the wrong way, and we get this flip into his Torabolt personality. I actually have some notes I meant to bring up. Whoopsie. Yeah. And just before this, leading up to the party, I think he ends up, that's what it was, when they were fighting the Totsuoki, he interrupts the battle, and he tries to give dog food to Inu Brother, because Inu Brother's a dog, And Inu Brother actually tries to eat it, and then he says paw, and he tries to puts his little paw in his hand. So it's almost like depending on their forms when they transform, that it has like an effect on their personality, sort of. Because I mean, we're not seeing Kiji Brother act like a bird, but we've seen now Inu Brother kind of act dog-like somewhat, and he's not sure why he did that. So, and it's just funny because Jiro doesn't know that he's human, so he's like, oh, he looks like a dog. Well, he must be. It's such a Goku thing, like, oh, he must be a dog. Let me give him some dog food and pet him and scratch his belly. I love Jiro so much. So anyway, Jiro breaks into his personality. The second personality is Toro Bolt, we think, personality. It shows like the silver tiger thing go by. Toro means tiger in Japan, like Tora, Taka, Tora, Bata in O's. Um, and it's this like darker personality. He transforms, he finds Haruka, attacks her, and ends up taking her like avatar gear, like not her gear, her like glasses, and then untransforms her and he steals them. Does it to her, Saru brother, and Inu brother. I think Kiji brother as well, I thought. Maybe. Um, and later on, when he ends up attacking Momotaro because he thinks he went, I need to be leader, he's kind of like affected, almost like he's been affected by the Ototsuoku. He's like, I have to beat the game. He's like focused, super laser focused on his goal of being leader, and surpassing Taro. And so he's fighting Taro, and he puts the glasses in front of his face on the helmet, and he turns Avatar changes into the other Rangers, which is cool. So he does that and fights for a little bit, and then it's only when Haruka comes up and like slaps him in the face that it knocks him out of this dark personality thing. So I thought that was kind of funny. And he apologizes, transforms again. They fight together. He ends up being the one that destroys the Totsuoki. But this time, when they destroy it, destroy it. When they beat it, and the mecha thing does it too. They have the mecha fight with Dano Taijin, which I will always I'm never get tired of seeing that fight. Seeing that mecha and it fight. The gear drops, and it's the Zyuranger gear at first, but then it changes into the Dragon Ranger gear for him for the Six Ranger stuff. So when he Avatar changes into the Six Rangers, he gets their full suit, and like it looks exactly like it, except he gets the little Tigwardia little circular armlet thing that's like his main weapon thing, which I kind of think should have been his changer. It looks cool. It looks kind of cool. I think it'd be cool if it was a changer, but I do like his goofy pole arm changer. But yeah, so they defeat the monster. He, of course, apologizes for how he was acting and everything. They tell Taro, like, do you see, like, what we were talking about? Like, they warned him that, he had mentioned executing them if they didn't listen to him and blah, blah, blah. And he apologizes to them for being wrong about that. And they're like, what? You apologized? And just running back on that gag, the running gag of, like, him only praising or thanking them, like, once and being done with it. So yeah, overall, really fun episode. Again, I'll take like a half-ish point off just because I wanted the Hitotsuki to have some other bearing on it besides a way to get him his first Six Ranger gear. But still a pretty good episode. So like a 9.5 out of 10 is probably what I'd rate it. I really liked the episode. Next week's episode is supposed to delve into more about Inu Brother, him wanting to find out what's going on with Natsumi, backstory with him, hopefully him revealing, finally his identity to everybody so we can get that over with and move forward. But really entertaining show. I'm really liking it. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of the episode. Do you like Jiro so far? His backstory, his thing with Taro, the team in general, the separate personality he has, Torbolt, all that. We haven't seen the form yet, but we've seen the personality change, which I think will be what will be in control, kind of like just like Momotaro being separate-ish from Taro. Same thing. I think when he's in the Torbolt silver form, it'll be that personality in charge kind of a thing. But let me know in the comments what you guys think, where the show's going, your thoughts and theories, your thoughts on the characters, any of those things. I love to kind of see the back and forth here and there with the comments. Not always the liveliest, but sometimes there are a few comments. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, subscribing, following, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it, sharing. But until next time, stay hooked on Henshin's. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Don't run. Don't. Make sure you give dog food to your dog, but not if your dog is like a person. And never mind. Anyway, bye.